Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
We began as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
It's Friday, my dudes.
I'm starting off fresh, and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good.
You're a liar!
Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF, everybody. Welcome to Have No Sphere right here on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. My name is Josh Corey, and we have got a show for you for sure. Although I believe in my zeal, my overzealousness, I may have told everybody we were going to have Stellium 7 on before having actually confirmed that we were having Stellium 7 on. But there's still a possibility. We'll just have to wait and see. Until then, let's just jump right in and say hello to everybody starting. Well, let's do things a little differently with the lineup we've got this evening. Let's start off with one Mr. Walter Johnson. You might recognize his channel here on YouTube's as I take my time and slowly introduce him to make sure that he is at his mic, and his channel there on YouTube is Flat Earth Head. I was getting ready to face Facebone 777. Walter, how are you doing, sir?
It all gets you there. I'm doing good. Been having some issues here with my mic, apparently, because after I said y'all should hear me, it started giving me trouble. So are you hearing me okay now?
Yeah, sound good to me.
Okay, that's all I need then. But yeah, I'm here. It's Good Friday. Good show this morning. Had Nuka drop in on us. Andrew was there. Caught up with our buddies, and rest of the day was just, kittens and physical therapy, and I'm here. So ready for the show that we apparently got excited about a little early. So I'm excited, though. We do have things happening that are exciting for damn sure.
We do. Lots of exciting things going on this evening. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. If nothing else, we're going to have a good time. So let's jump over and say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabawa. He's got a YouTube channel called Good Times for All, the likes of which you will probably never find. Zach, how are you, my sir? Good friend. What the hell is wrong with me today?
Hey, Josh, I'm doing well. Yeah, started off a great day, Got out the door early and everything. Played some music while we made breakfast. We were jamming. It was nice. And then, water pump went out. Halfway there to the gem mine. So, yeah, it happens. could have been a lot worse. You know, when you look back and think of how bad car troubles can go, and just the horrible things that can happen from just something small like that going out. And yeah, we were really blessed. It happened in a good area. We found a good mechanic real close by. So yeah, it could have been worse. Yeah, what can you say? We'll find some more gems next time.
That's right. Better luck next time. What the hell
Yeah.
else can you say? Well, sweet. That means we're going to jump right in and say hello to Mrs. Cammy Nodell. You might recognize Cammy's channel here on YouTube, Aisling717. Cammy, how's your week been, my dear?
Oh, it's been a good week. I've had my brother in from Colorado, making sure I'm okay and everything is doing good. So that's a lot of fun. We'll discuss that in just a minute because he should be a fabulous guest. We brought him on the show tonight. For all of you guys that are here for Stellium, Michael, I did call him and he wanted to be on, and we wound up talking quite a while on the phone. And he wants to be on the show and doing it. The main thing is it's 6 hours ahead of the Eastern time here, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and it had a whole bunch of other shows scheduled all around it. So if he can be awake for this, he'll pop in, but he might be sleeping. And I do know he's excited to come on the show. We might try to make it a morning show. For those that listen to Zach and are confused our plans for today, for those that did not hear the morning show, we are going to go to the Emerald Hollow Mine north of Hickory by Hiddenite, North Carolina, where they have 60 different distinct mineral and gemstone samples, and they have it where you can pan in the creek, or we were going to go digging. We had shovels and everything all ready to dig out in an open pit. For minerals and gemstones, and we were about halfway there when the car made a funny noise that it shouldn't have been making, and we watched the temperature light go high and the transmission light go on, and pulled. Luckily, had an easy pull over spot. At first, they told me that they thought the car might be over, it might be gone, but it turned out just to be a water pump and a belt or two. So it wasn't a day digging in the rocks I had hoped for, and to show my brother the beauty of it. But it didn't turn out to be a bad day. It certainly could have been a lot worse, and everybody is safe. And my brother, I'm going to let Josh, or we don't have Stellium here, but we do have my brother here. And if anybody has Googled or whatever, I think Josh, if you can bring it up, Vince the Sign Guy.
Hello.
Hello, and we'll let you talk a minute while we're bringing up some of the stuff, because I think everybody here will recognize what he does on the internet. You all are on the internet. I know that it's featured on a lot of the even flatter debate channels and that in the background. You see it everywhere you go. My brother is Vince the Sign Guy, king of the dad punny jokes, featured in Reader's Digest in March and featured in all kinds of different magazines and on top of different programs and that. So I'll let you, Vince, I'll let you talk, and Josh, you can take back over.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Vince?
Talk to me. Give me your best question.
Well, before we jump into questions, I just wanted to say howdy and welcome you. Glad to have you
Thank you.
back. I know you have popped in here once a couple years
I
ago.
did. I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good to see you again, friend.
Thank you.
Or
You
hear
too.
you.
Thank you. You too. I had a lot of fun the last time. I remember that. It was a good time. Yeah, I've been hanging out with Cammy all week. Of course, you guys know it's been a tough sledding over here, but we're holding tight, and Cammy's stronger every day, and we're working through it as a family, and doing
That's
the
what
things that
counts.
need to get done. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, she's got one incredible support group with all you guys. I want to tell you, from my family to you, thank you so much for supporting my sister so much through this hard time, because she needed it, and she's loved it and embraced it. And I mean, you guys took the place of my family, kind of, but that's okay.
Well,
Cammy's
we
got
love
her
that
people.
lady
Yeah, I
hugely.
know.
And we can never replace you guys, but we definitely love her hugely, and are here for her and do anything we could to help her through all this.
Well, thank you. Yeah, you've done a great job supporting her. I feel it. I can see it. So yeah, I fly out tomorrow morning, going back. Let me give you I'll give you a preview of tomorrow's sign. I know you care. Metaphors that are physically impossible make my blood boil. That'll be on the sign tomorrow. So I'm just chilling tonight, listening to y'all, see what you have to say, and then to bed early. And I've got 3 flights tomorrow. Reach Durango, Colorado around 11:30 tomorrow night. So
Yeah.
gonna be a
Now,
long day.
Vince, what you don't know and what might help you a little bit, that at the bottom of your screen, there's something that says share screen if the host enabled it. But that laptop you're on, if you had anything you wanted to share, you can actually display screens if you had anything.
I
'Cause
don't
know
really. I don't see the share screen either.
you don't at your bottom window where it says mute, start video, security,
Yeah, you got to
participant.
scroll your
Yeah.
mouse around a second, and it should pop up
Yeah.
down there for you.
I'm seeing mute, start video, more, 3 dots and more, and then a leave button.
Oh, you're on a
Here,
different
give me
screen.
1
Yeah.
second. And I will be in there. Okay.
Listen, bitch.
Listen, bitch.
You had plenty of IT help in that household, my friend, for damn sure.
Here we go. Let me see. Yeah, we'll blow this up. There you go. Right here, the bottom.
Yeah.
That IT help in the house, Walt, was so wonderful because Jaron Campanella wanted me to make a change on Rockman videos, which involved like you go into channel content, scroll down, you hit the edit, then you scroll up, find another edit, then you scroll down and you open the options, and then within the options you check where you're checking up, and then you hit the save, and then you have to, and then it takes you back to the very top page 1. So I had, I think, 14 pages of it to do with a lot of them on the pages, and it was terrible, tedious. My son said, "What are you doing?" I showed him. He wrote a little script and it filled them all in for me. And I said, "You know how many hours that would have taken me of just painful work." So yeah, I appreciate having the tech in the house.
Yeah, he's huge. Smart kid. Smart kid.
So yes, thank you for all of the family and everybody here. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Okay. There.
If you've ever seen one of these signs, this is Vince the sign guy. Yeah, they are everywhere.
Thank you. Rocky Mountain oysters.
I
like the one right to the right of that. I didn't even have punctuation when I started doing those signs that long ago. You can tell that the topper's different.
Yeah.
I'll take the high road, you take the psychopath.
Psychopath.
I did. She's my first buy.
Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story. But thanks for sharing that, Zach.
Yeah, I'll just scroll through a little bit and let people read them. Yeah, sure. It's funny, you guys, because he's like on all the time. Like he sees something, it's like boom, joke. Like
I'm
Jaron
seeing
took
that
the
just
honey.
with the thought behind so many of these is a certain viewpoint that I definitely don't have apparently all the time. This is just amazing.
Yeah, like the honey. Jaron took a little thing of honey and opened the window when I was cooking. And he took a picture of it and said, "Hey, honey, can you prop open that window? Prop up that window." Yeah.
Can you open that up that window, honey?
Yeah.
There's honey opening up that window. It did pretty well on my fan sub page.
Yeah, that is awesome. But yeah, he's just quick. He just sees stuff constantly, and it's boom, 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 boom. It's neat watching his brain work. You can tell that he and Cammy are brother and sister. They both have like this weird way that their brain works.
Am I getting older, or is the supermarket finally playing great music? That is so good. Oh man.
Oh, now you gotta talk too,
So
Walt. You
very
can't
true.
just sit here and read all these. I see you. I see Walt's sitting there just.
No, I'm reading through them each, man. I'm having a blast here. I'm sure
Well, you
everybody
should
is. And
yeah. Read them out
Speaking
loud a
of,
little bit.
I'm trying to play catch up. I haven't even typed into chat yet. I'm
know,
so
right?
behind here playing catch up. So, plus I'm a terrible reader. Give me a second while I say hey to folks. Somebody else can read though.
I have a friend who speaks to his garden. Yes, Jack and the Beanstalk. Beans talk.
See? All right, scroll down a little bit, Zechariah. The grandma pun was pretty good. That did pretty well. Knock knock, who's there? Grandma. Wait, stop the funeral. Oh man.
Dear life, could you at least start using lubricant?
Yeah, some days I have days like that, and I need to just put it up there.
That's great. Why isn't a group of jellyfish called a jam? I like that.
No, I'm trying to remember. One of the ones you did was like poking fun at flat earthers, and I'm trying to remember. It wasn't too bad. I know that you
The only
you
thing
and the
flat earthers have
vegans.
to the only thing flat earthers have to fear is fear itself. That was what I put up.
Yeah, that's a good one. And for $500, you too can get your own private. No, I'm joking. That would be a way though to because I mean he's got a huge base. You know, I mean it's almost every country across
I
the
got
plane.
followers in about
Yeah.
every country on the planet or on the plane. All right, scroll down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Listen, bitch.
Listen, bitch. Yeah, we've been saying this. Oh, you should hear Ted laugh every time Vince says that. Oh, he gets such a kick out of it.
I made some fish tacos last night. What a waste. They didn't eat anything.
Ungrateful fish.
I like the icy one too. I heard the word icy is easy to spell. Looking at it now, I see why.
I see why.
What else?
A few people can hold it.
I like the on the left. My neighbor said he slipped on my gravel, but it was his own dumbass fault.
Good stuff, man. But yeah, how long have you been doing these now? When
10
did
years.
10 years.
Been doing this for 10 years. So I got a lot
Now
of material.
tell the story about, like, I know you've been on here before and told it, but that was a while ago. So if you could, just give us kind of a background, like where you
what?
started and when, and then maybe even the breakdown of what's been going on lately and how this is your side now.
I started doing this about 10 years ago, and we had a really contentious school busing fight in town, and half the town wanted to go to one city close and the other half wanted to go to another place. Anyway, big to do, and it tore a lot of friendships apart. And I volunteered at the center trying to do something positive after the fact. I won't go into what happened. It was just very hard on everybody. And I started volunteering there, and they asked me to build a larger sign, the sign that you see, to advertise for weddings and birthdays and things like that. So I built that sign, and then in 2013, it'd been going for 6 months or so, and April Fool's Day came up, and I put a joke up there that's never been done. You know, nobody ever put anything up there like that. And it made fun of the police trap that's in the neighboring town. I'd actually said on the board, Indian Hills annexed by Morrison, slow down. Morrison is a town next to us that had tons of speed traps. And the whole county really bought it. It was the best prank I'd ever pulled on anybody. My phone was ringing off the hook. The Jefferson County police were calling me. The Morrison police were calling me. What's going on in Indian Hills? We're getting phone calls. And I just laughed. I said, it's an April Fool's joke. I'll take it down at the end of the day. And so I got a lot of attention doing that. So I just started throwing jokes, fun stuff on that board. And in 1995, not 1995. It was I'm sorry, it was 2015. What am I thinking? 2015. I put a sign up that said Old McDonald had OCD, EEIIO, and somebody complained that I was making fun of people with disabilities, and demanded that I take the sign down. And instead of that, I built a Facebook page, and then it got really famous. So I've just been doing it ever since. A couple of years ago, the community center decided they didn't like all the control I had over it, if you will. I was pretty much controlling their community center. And so they asked me to step back. They wouldn't let me post anymore. And then they tried to take my social media, but it was mine. And I moved out of Indian Hills and to the southwest corner of Colorado, and I put the sign on my property there. I got a nice property that its display is perfect there. It has a place to pull over and everything. And it's doing really well where it's at. And I just continue to do it to this day, put one up a day.
Now, do you put your address out ever so people know where, or at least the
Yep.
road it's on? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I
So
got
they
my
can come and get
address.
a picture with it.
Yeah, people do that frequently. So if you look at the signs you have up here right now, look at the I used to be cool. That's the Durango Telegraph. That's where I live now, and they just did it. That's my first article in that area. It's kind of a cool article. So I'm making a name for myself there. I'm having fun.
That's awesome, man.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the important part. You could have fun. You're making people smile. You
That's
know,
the biggest part. Making people smile, putting a smile on people's faces. That's what I always was about.
yeah, I think I won at the grocery store making more people smile, to tell you the truth. But
I don't know, dude. I was
since you're the guest, we'll let you say that you won. But
I did
yeah,
pretty
no,
good.
he does. Yeah, it's funny because whenever I go to the grocery store, I'm always trying to make people smile.
Yep.
And he was like, "Yeah, I do that too." So we were having like a
little
no.
smile
I think I only got like 4 or 5. There wasn't too many people in the grocery store that day. One lady though, you gotta be careful with some of these ladies. You give them that smile and then they give you that eye, and you're like, "Whoa, slow down."
Too funny.
So what else have you been? There was a fire, wasn't there?
Are you talking to me?
Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah. What happened?
The fire where? Talk to me. Which fire?
Where your horses were.
Oh, that was in New Mexico, not in Colorado. But in the process of moving, a friend of mine brought my horses to New Mexico and held them for me while we were selling our home and buying new property. And during that time, they were in the middle of those fires. And luckily, they were on a pasture that had been flooded by a stream. They had a nice property. Thankfully, a lot of people didn't. And all the buildings burned. They lost everything but the horses. The animals made it. And doing
Yeah, they
well.
knew to go to the flooded pond.
Yeah.
And the horses all stood in the middle of the pond while the fire burned around them.
And just hung out in the only places they could. I'm sure the smoke was bad. I couldn't imagine. But Titan's doing fine, and so is Dash. They're both doing well. And then they were brought up last fall, and we're acclimating them every day to this new property.
What kind of horses you got?
Got a Percheron. She's a spotted draft horse, and then just a companion horse, just a little run of a horse that keeps her company. We had a quarter horse that died, probably 3 years ago, and I haven't replaced him yet. Mostly it's just for my wife, honestly. I take care of them and feed them and love on them. They're big dogs to me, and she rides. And I'll ride occasionally, but it's mostly for her. I do mostly for her.
That's
the
awesome,
big
man.
Percheron is a rider?
Yeah.
Not a worker?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wonder how I don't think I can show you guys a picture, but yeah, she's a big girl. If you look at my Vince the Sign Guy logo, I've got a picture of her head in it. Go back up to the top, or find a Vince the Sign Guy logo. She's in that one with the calendar where I look like an emaciated Kenny Chesney. You can see the side of her face.
Oh yeah.
But there's another picture. There she is, right there. You see that?
Ah,
She's beautiful.
Down a little bit. Yeah, there
Oh,
she is.
yeah.
That's Titan. She's a great horse. Big horse.
Pretty girl.
And my 78 Ford F-250 in the background. We make a good team.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
my
That's
first
a
truck
fact.
was the 78 and a half.
Is that right?
Yep.
78 and a half.
It had the round headlights and the square.
I have the round ones too.
I love that one.
Maybe
Without freedom of speech, we would not know who the idiots are.
This is true.
I don't know. I think they'd have blue hair. I think we'd be able to tell them.
There's a lot of different ways you can figure it out these days.
Alcoholics don't run in my family; they stumble. I love that. And I don't think you're ever not an alcoholic once you are one. You know what I mean? It's always like a lifelong lesson that you always remember. Like, yeah, that's why I don't drink like that, because of all that stuff that happened before. So, as an alcoholic, I should say, that doesn't drink too much anymore. Yes, that's funny. That is funny. There's not many families who doesn't have their family drunk.
No, that's true. That is true.
When your kids are learning how to drive, don't stand in their way. Go ahead, Camera Joe.
I was just going to say we have happy birthday for Sketches in the chat. 61 today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Corporation Formation Day, friend.
Corporation Formation Day.
I like the autopsy one. That's a good song.
Which one? Where are we at?
Scroll down.
Bottom middle.
Hard to hear this at an open mic night. Oh man.
That's really bad.
And then somebody said you should have spelled night with a K. Open mic night.
It's like free bill posters.
Being a little coy.
I like the
So
I'll
how
take the high
hard is
road, you
this,
take the
man?
psychopath.
I know your brain is always doing these. It's like always on, but how hard was it at first to
it has
come
to be in
up
this
with
mode.
one of these like every day?
Well, it wasn't too hard. I mean, I was doing a lot of reading, so I was ripping some ideas and I was modifying some longer stuff and shortening it. And I mean, and I did make a lot of them. It was just it was hard in the beginning. Honestly, I thought I'd used all my best material before I even got my Facebook page. But, all right, those who confuse Burrow and Burrow was on my business card. That's a good one.
I love that one.
That's from
And then the Coffee Club's pretty funny.
I wrote a T-shirt. You'd think Bon Jovi would be more than halfway there by now.
Those signs do pretty well because my following is old like I am, so they get all the old rock and roll stuff.
Friday
Oh, I
the
love the
13th is
sign
still
pins
better
too,
than.
man. That's a great idea, bro. That's
What's
great.
that?
The little pin signs there.
Oh
the
yeah,
sign
we're trying
pins or whatever.
we're
yeah.
trying some stuff. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that's
pretty
freaking
high
great.
quality.
Yeah, they look nice. Yeah, they look well made.
Is that a pin or is that a fridge magnet?
Or is it a
Pin.
magnet? They look like
It's a pin. It's a pin.
okay.
You could do the fridge magnets like
Yeah,
that
magnets
too.
too. Yeah, yeah.
We're thinking about a lot of different things right now. We're working on some stuff for sure.
Coffee cups.
Yeah, we've got mugs. Got one for Mother's Day. Dear Mom, sorry my siblings are such a disappointment. Love you.
Maybe like a 40-foot banner you could pull behind an airplane.
Yeah. I like the grandpa one. That's a pretty clever one right there. This was from a contest I did.
Independence Day.
Grandpa left around in his undies on the day. It was Independence Day. That's pretty clever.
Killing them with kindness is taking much longer than I
Yes.
expected. That's great.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, see, I have trouble like coming up with something new because I tried
Ah.
doing something like this just once a week. Me and Lucas were doing a show once a week
Yeah.
on something new. We were talking about electricity and phenomena and stuff like that. And I think we got like 6, 7 shows in, and then it's like, oh, man,
Yeah.
what do
What
we
put? What do we
what
do?
do we cover now? Yeah. I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine
no,
doing this every day. That takes a special kind of dedication, man. It really does.
Do you like the Dracula one?
Where's
When
Julia?
Dracula shops online, he keeps
that's
he
the one I
keeps
was
clicking.
laughing about.
Yeah, your account, your account.
Oh, that was great.
Right on. All right, that makes me happy. We laugh at the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A seismograph?
Seismograph. Ooh. Defibrillators. That's a good pun right there.
Okay, they're
Defibrillate.
asking me. Oops, they're asking me in the chat if there's a link, and so I'm gonna just do a bunch of them. He has got a website. He has got Twitter. He has got
Here,
Instagram.
let me go to the website.
Yeah, that was
He's
going to say, if they just put in Vince
typing in Vince
guy,
the
they
Sign
should
Guy.
get to
He's up
of
all
that.
over the
.com.
place on .com is ooh, that one made it by
Which is
the
also nice that it's easy to find like that, that it's not,
There you go.
stashed away. So
Look at that horse.
I will
that's
drop
pretty
this in
boy,
chat
girl.
for
definitely.
everybody.
And I'm dropping some in there too. When you see the Vince the Sign Guy one with him handsome on the front of it, kissing the horse, which is a great picture. I don't know if we want to bring that up, but just to see the competition of growing up in a household like Vince, even though we're older than dirt now, both of us.
Maybe broccoli doesn't like you either. Oh, I love that.
But yeah, he was. There was a video up a journalism clip that I had some nice comments on, saying that like I was smart or something like that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, well look at this, I'm handsome. Look at these, I'm good looking."
I call my horse Mayo and sometimes mayonnaise. Oh, I love
That's
it.
one of my favorites.
From the Baldy at Baldy.
That's a paid for sign. That somebody
Ah.
paid for that, and that's just an example of a custom sign. If someone wants to put one up,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Subscribed. Oh.
I was supposed to be on a couple of game shows right before COVID hit.
Oh,
I was going to be on the game show To Tell the Truth, where they have 3 guys and they're all describing the same occupation, and you're trying to pick the one who's telling the truth.
right.
And I was going to be the sign guy, and there was going to be 3 people that explained this, what I just explained to you. Yeah, I did this and this and this. But then COVID hit and it didn't happen. And then Kelly
Yeah.
Clarkson, I was going to go on the Kelly Clarkson show too, but same deal, COVID, and they never gave me a call back after that started. So
Very cool, man.
thanks for sharing that, Zach. Thank you.
Yeah. I like the site too.
Yeah, very nice and well made.
We're working on stuff for sure. We're working on stuff. We have another site too. You can get shirts and things.
Huh?
What's going on here? It's not letting me go back. There we go.
All your drives are belong to us.
Looking good, man.
Thanks,
Keep
brother.
it up. So everybody go check out VinceTheSignGuy.com. I really like the custom signs. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was just on the radio too. This gal Mandy Connell's probably biggest talk show host in the Denver metro. And I was on the radio for 20 minutes with her, so it's kind of fun.
Oh, and there's a bunch of them in here.
Oh, that's awesome, brother.
That was fun for me, Vince, because I used to when I was in Denver. I did for talk show radio. She was like my favorite, so that was
Yeah.
really fun that you were on her show.
Yeah.
And it's like KOA. It's a nice show. It's a great show.
How many lows could Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob lows? That's a really important question.
Do race horses slow down when they see police horses?
You know, I learned from that sign that police horses are usually old race horses, is what I was told. So I learn a lot. When I post things, people let me know for better or worse if I erred or a little incorrect or stretching stuff a little bit. I get told. Keeps me honest.
I knew the end was in sight. When I put on the little hospital gown, I knew the end was in sight. I love it. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. Oh, that's a great picture of her.
There's that horse.
Pretty girl. How much you get to ride her?
I'll ride her a couple times a summer is all. Kirsten, we'll get on her a few times. We might get another horse. We have to see how the next couple of years go for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're waiting on a little bit of money. Got to wait for retirement to kick in before we can have too much fun.
Nah, I hear ya. I don't trust the hikers. They always find the bodies.
That other defibrillator joke is pretty good too. A revival band called the Defibrillators.
That's amore. If a cow doesn't produce milk, is it a milk dud or an utter failure? Oh, I love it. Yeah. I mean, hats off to you, man. I would have trouble doing this. Every day putting something new out.
For 10 years? Yeah.
Yeah. That's, geez, how many days is that?
It's a lot of shit. I got a lot of material.
3,650 days?
I didn't do it every day though in the beginning. I was every 3 days. It's not quite that many, but I'm gonna produce a coffee table book eventually.
Well, yeah, you definitely got enough
material.
Yeah. I mean,
All right,
and you could
read
even
that
be
one. Read that one right there. The knowledge.
the knowledge I had
The knowledge
no
I
effect.
had no effect on this sentence. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's a great sentence.
And the punctuation is correct. Had 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
The knowledge I had no effect on this sentence.
Right.
I don't
English
think I've ever
language
seen it
pretty
before like that.
But it makes sense. I think it's grammatically correct. I think it is.
Can we check it?
I know that there's a sentence with like 7 hads in it. Boarding school taught me how to get on an airplane. Now that's a good sign right there.
Boarding school.
Oh, the bottom right, one of my best signs. That reached over 2 million people.
Larva was a great band before the Beatles emerged. And how shocked are you? Because I know it's happened with all of us. You think certain shows that we've played are just going to be, man, there's going to be, 20,000 people are going to watch that one. Or a video you put out or something.
And then nothing.
And nothing happens. And then you just throw something up at the last minute because you got to put a sign up, right? And you don't expect anything to happen, and boom, 1 million views.
Goes crazy. Yeah, you never know. I've stopped. I've got a couple of. I'll know when a sign's going to do pretty well pretty quick, and there's some that I just know it's going to be good. But for the most part, the last big major sign I had that went really really far and wide was the. Started out feeling bold and then I lost my B. That's okay. And that's been my biggest sign for the last 3 months, 4 months. And I got
Yeah,
better ones.
that's wild how it all, yeah, certain ones, you never know.
The bottom left, the band.
I was in a band called The Hinges. We opened for the Doors. Uh,
Just silliness.
heard any good rope puns lately? I'm afraid not.
Now that's an old, people have used that for years. I just needed to throw that on the board.
National Sarcasm Society, like we need your support.
Listen, bitch.
Listen, bitch. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm sorry, Liz. See, you're gonna get me in trouble, man.
I know it.
I can't be talking like that in front of Liz.
These are contest winners. Go to the next one. I don't like these.
Okay.
I'm too picky. We'll go one more. Then you guys.
So who's that lady in your life right now, Vince? Is it maybe a little old lady at the grocery store, maybe, but you just watch your mouth around this lady.
Yeah.
For some reason, do you have one of those where you're just always on your best behavior around?
Of course. Of some people, of course.
We have Liz the Iron Maiden in the chat.
Yeah.
And she keeps us very good compared to, like, I don't want her to see me play video games because of the way I talk when I play video games. I would be, yeah, I would be so ashamed of myself if Liz saw me speaking like that.
It'd be language.
Mm-hmm. Put it in the jar.
That's right.
I know she says I'm a tyrant. No, not like that at all, Liz. It's just this respect that we have for you. You know, it's, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
The Kale sign did really well. The editor sign did really well.
Prefer my Kale with the silent K.
Yep.
I like my ale.
So Liz, what they're telling you is like they pretty much have no respect for
love
me.
the highway sign.
Is that what's going on, boys? Is that, yeah, because they don't mind if I hear them game. No, actually, that's not true. Zach Bush is not, so I'm teasing.
Yeah, I don't like you hearing me play video games
I know.
either.
I like Mr. Super Sidewinder's comment the best. He was like, Liz makes all of us better, a lot better, Liz. I agree. Liz, you just raised the bar. You raised the bar. I know that I'm always happier if I see Liz in the chat because I can throw her a magnet and she's nerdy enough to like it. She's an Iron Maiden.
Round hay bales outlawed. The livestock weren't getting a square meal.
The Nobel Prize did really well. And the Pepsi did okay. And Scandinavian, of course, did well.
Norwegian ships have barcodes so you can scan the Navy in.
Yeah. And that's a good one, too. And that's a new one.
All the shingle ladies will be there. Women's Roofing Expo this weekend. Oh, man. Yeah.
I got in trouble for bipolar.
No. I mean, look at this. And these are the most recent ones. It's starting to get a little bit warmer, it looks like. Yeah. But you guys had snow pretty recently, too, didn't you?
Yeah. Just keep scrolling down, you'll see it. There it is.
There's a little bit here. Yeah. A little bit there. More.
We had a big winter.
So how much has it changed, like, where you were? Because you were closer to Denver before, if I'm not mistaken, weren't you?
Yeah. I was right outside of town in Indian Hills. What do you mean? What's your question?
Just, was there any certain reason you got out of there? I know Cammie and Bob wanted out because of just so many people that have moved in. It just got overwhelming.
It was time for my wife and I to make a move financially. Indian Hills and I weren't getting along. Like I said, they didn't want me to put any more signs on the board, and I wanted to continue. So plenty of reasons to get out, and we were able to find a really great place in the Four Corners, and I'd always wanted to move there. So it just worked out really well. And Indian Hills has their sign, and I have mine.
There you go.
And they look pretty silly, really.
Do they get many views on theirs? Do you even check it out?
I check it out. No, they the town's really pissed off at them because most of the people there liked me and liked what I was doing, and so they didn't have any say in it. It's a community center, but there was no community input. It was 5 old people that aren't even on the internet that decided that I was going to stop. So that's the way it goes. It wasn't right. It wasn't legal as far as the bylaws that they have, and they're going to get in trouble for that because there's some people filing some stuff. But I'm not at liberty to tell you anything about that right now. But it's in the pipeline, and I'm not the one creating it. I have friends that are really upset with how it all went down, and they're doing it on my behalf and their behalf. So I'm just letting it
Well,
go.
yeah, that's kind of crappy because it was probably bringing, revenue into the neighborhood.
Revenue, notoriety.
Yeah.
People loved being a part of it. So they're mad that they're not anymore.
My friend thinks that the English Channel is a cable station for the Brits. What's sad is a lot of these young people today wouldn't get that.
Right. No.
Defibrillators repulse me. I love you. Sitting on the deck. Oh, and the French fries one. French fries didn't come from France. They were cooked in grease first.
Doggone right.
I love me a good French fry.
I had a comedian in Canada contact me maybe my 4th or 5th year into it, and he's like, "Can I steal these for my show?" I'm like, "Yeah, help yourself." You're going to take them anyway.
Hey,
Thanks for calling.
The best kind of flattery is fever, I suppose.
Yes.
Just stop calling it your show.
That's like an unwritten rule in comedy. They're not supposed to be doing stuff like that, even if they ask,
No, but
at
still,
least that's what Carlos Mencia said.
It does. It happens all the time.
Oh yeah, it's been happening since there's been comedians.
Yep.
But yeah, those other comedians don't like that kind of stuff. They take offense to it.
Agreed. Yeah, they do.
But I could see you being like, yeah, go ahead.
I do. I tell everybody to use them, make people laugh. That's why I'm doing it. Same reason.
And when people do things for like a noble reason like that, I've noticed it tends to work out for people when they do things
for the right reason.
Yeah, not to be famous or this or that. I mean, that's a nice little perk that comes with it, It feels good to see that more and more people are seeing your stuff. But that's not why you started it. You just wanted to make people smile.
Yep. And
cheer up their day.
It really, really gives me a jolt when I see something go viral and I see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments and people laughing their heads off. That makes me feel good for sure. That's my reward, making them happy. Love it.
That's awesome, man.
That is awesome.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it does so well, because
I think
you have good intentions behind it.
I think
and why you've been able to do it for so long. I mean, not many people can say that they've done something every day. I mean, how many Dear Abbeys do you think there have been?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Probably quite a few since you've started this,
I'm dedicated. You're right.
Yeah.
I am dedicated.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
There's a lot to say just about that alone right there.
Well, thanks, Zach. Thank you, sir.
How often does it get to be too much? We're like, oh, Jesus Christ, I gotta come up with something again.
There's some days I don't want to do it for sure, but I find it in me to do it every day. I've just made a commitment to do it, and we get her done.
So
my wife and I.
You don't
Go ahead.
even do it ahead of time. You don't have like a list where you're like, all right, I'm going to do 7 of them right fucking now and just knock it out for the week.
I have done that when we go on vacation. We'll bust some out, and we have some in reserve. If we don't get to the sign, we'll pull out some of the we have some inventory signs that we did when we were living in my house, waiting for the transition. I had a board back there, and I put a bunch of signs on it. So we have inventory, and I do have a list. I have. Let me see if it'll give me a total. Notes. Hold on just a second.
Now I saw the custom signs. Is that will that be up for the day? Like an actual? Is it kind of like an advertisement where everybody's going to see it, or is that something that you will send directly to the person?
I will send it to the person, and I'll post it on my site if they want it.
Okay, cool.
And
yeah, I was just wondering about people trying to do some advertising for their own businesses and stuff.
Right. I haven't sold too many of them. I did it in Indian Hills, and we would plug local businesses, but I would usually do them all for free. I wasn't liking to make the money. I wanted to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to put something there to make money. I think we've only had 2 custom signs, and other than that, no, people
But
haven't really
yeah,
asked.
people promoting an online business, especially. I mean, a lot of people view your signs every day.
Yeah, I know it.
And that would be a great way for people to just be like, hey, I mean, $100 for this many people to see my sign or my advertisement, whatever you want to put on there, just the name of my shop.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised
Yeah.
people aren't beating down your door.
We're talking to some advertisers. My wife and her brother, who's very smart and into this, but it's just so hard to know who to trust.
Yeah.
And what we want to put up. I don't want to tarnish the page.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be the right thing to put on it, not too intrusive. But we're working on things. Again, the biggest thing is to make people happy. If we could make a little coin down the road, that'd be great. But that hasn't happened yet.
Our buddy Daz there in chat, Darren Daz Cox, is kind of hitting it on the head, I think, right here with this comment. Nothing is more rebellious than analog words in this world of digital info. Absolutely, man. That is so serious. In fact, on the other, we have Rock Fan channel going as well. And Alan Corzett there was talking a bit earlier about going to a huge college there and getting a bunch of books from the let's see, in Arizona. Yeah, a local college gave away all his books because they're going digital. He grabbed about 200 books. I tell him that was a great grab,
Wow.
man. That's awesome.
They wouldn't let me. They were getting rid of my British literature book the year after I graduated, or that year that I graduated. They told me I couldn't buy it. Like they had to destroy it. I could not buy this from the school. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's a new thing where we don't sell the books to the students anymore. They all have to be turned in. And that made me like really wonder, like, what's going on? Why can't I buy the book that I learned from in school? If I could see if, people are going to use it again, but it was like the last year that they weren't used. They were supposed to be getting new ones. And she even told us this at the beginning of the year. So she told us we could write in them. We could highlight stuff and this and that. Half of it was already highlighted. But she told us that person might have been an idiot. So use your own highlighter. If you're going to do that, don't go just reading what they did. But yeah, they wouldn't let us buy the book. So that's awesome that he had that option to buy that many books.
It is gross that they were digitizing it and then just getting rid of the books. Like,
just getting rid of them.
Yep,
dumb
very
bastards.
gross.
So what was school like for you, Vince? Did you enjoy school, or was school kind of a waste of time?
All right, say that question again, Zach. I just sat back down.
Yeah, I was just asking, what'd you think about, did you enjoy school?
High school?
Yeah, or was it a waste of time?
No, it was a total waste of time. I wasn't wasn't into it at all. I had a learning disability that I didn't really realize at the time that I think helped me not want to go to school. But I barely made it through. Barely made it through, but I did get through it. And I got 1 year of college in me. But no, I didn't learn anything. It was for the social stuff. School was the
Mhm.
social structure, not so much the intellectual stuff. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it pretty much went for me as well. By the time I got to my senior year, I was so done.
Right.
I mean, I told you about it. I took Gym 3-4 for 3 years.
Yeah. Yep. Just to get through, just to get the credits. I know it.
I'm gonna make me another coffee right quick.
Well, you definitely seem to have not let the school mind control system, I suppose, instill its bullshit in you. It looks probably a part of that being in the family with Cammy thing too, thinking outside the box, things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it definitely takes somebody who's looking a little around the corner and outside the box to create these things you've created with this just skew to things, man. It's amazing. So yeah, just keep doing it, my
Hey,
friend.
right
Damn
on.
sure it's so good to see something like this.
Thank you. Thank you. So how's the weather where everybody's at? We happy?
It varies. We're good here for now. It's getting hotter though. I know we're in that little mid region before summer just starts killing us down here.
Right.
I'm in South Louisiana, so
Okay.
when it gets summer here, that blanket of humidity just lays on you, and yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. But right
Yeah.
now we're in that creeping out of fall. I mean, springtime, and it's starting to heat up. So
Yeah, but life makes up for it with you with the food. I mean, you have
oh
the
yeah, the
great
food
Cajun
definitely
food.
does make it up. As
Oh,
my
some
as
best
my belly
foods.
can attest, I am not scared of growth.
We're having my buddies are having a crawfish boil in Denver again
Huh?
this year. We do it every year, and
Really?
they fly
I
the.
always am astounded when I find like how far north crawfish boils go on and
I'll
stuff.
tell you
That's
what,
just mind blowing.
my buddy flies the cook, and the bugs are all alive and in the water, and the
The
whole
only way,
production's unbelievable,
right? Hell
unbelievable.
yeah. That's
But
There's
so
a
epic,
place
man.
up in northern Indiana called Goobies that does alligator tail. That's their specialty.
That
And
is
they
super
fly it
cool.
in like every 2 or 3 days. They get a big old huge shipment of it in. Yeah. People like that southern food.
What is a big shipment of alligator tails? Like 7?
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. It tasted like chicken. And that place was packed. It was a Notre Dame college town restaurant. It was like right down the highway from where Notre Dame is. And it was famous because it was the only place I'd ever heard of where you could get alligator tail. And we were going to play football in Goshen. It was like sectional championship or something like that. And yeah, it was a blowout. It was like 70 something to nothing. It was horrible. I felt bad seeing guys with green mohawks just crying, just walking back to the locker room, crying their eyes out. I felt so bad for them. Yeah, we were good that year. But yeah, Goobies, Northern Indiana. It's right near South Bend. It might be Osceola. It's right there by campus though. But it was, yeah, it was always packed. Always packed. So I don't know how big a large shipment of alligator tail is, Josh.
Probably easier to manage than crawfish, though.
Well, maybe they just sell them in like small, medium, and large. So you can get like a small tail, a medium tail, or a large tail. Maybe that's just what it is. Maybe a large tail is the large shipment. Maybe a large tail just feeds a bunch of people.
You mean one large alligator tail?
Right. Or like
I don't.
a baker's dozen baby alligator tails.
I'm just trying to imagine the butchering process of an alligator tail and how much meat's in one. Crazy.
Well, it
Well,
helps
yeah, well,
that
it's like all muscle. Pretty much. It tastes like chicken. It
Yeah.
tastes like chewy, rubbery chicken.
I've had it before. It's not horrible.
Well, you give the gator a knife to make it a fair fight, but
No opposable thumbs, though.
no opposable thumbs. You just gotta throw it at it. You offer him a knife at least. Brought you a 357 Smith & Wesson. I'm gonna bring a knife to a gunfight, you stupid gator.
That's what they do in that Gator show on the History Channel. Anybody ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
They get the guy with the big old long gun. Oh boy, get that old gator over here. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him.
I know. I couldn't believe they were able to show that on TV.
I know. Hold him there. No, hold him. Oh.
Yeah, I was telling you, Walter's son, because he grew up there. Walter, as you can tell, he doesn't have that Louisiana twang in his voice, but his son,
It's definitely not.
his son has.
He has that.
I just love talking to his son and hearing him talk, because it's not like, you know, when someone's trying to do it and sound like it.
Right.
It's natural. Yeah, and that's one of those accents I just can't do. I can't do that accent. It's just.
I live here and I can't do it.
Yeah,
When
I
I
know.
go back to like when I go to Mississippi and visit relatives there, they're all like, "Oh, you sound like you're living in Louisiana all this time." I'm like, "It's not what they tell me."
You're a northerner to them. You're a Yankee.
My wife's from Texas, and that accent gets better or worse depending on who she's talking to and what she wants.
Right? Yep.
She uses that to her benefit at some point. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Who was just talking about that? How their grandmother would talk, and it'd be in a different language, and she'd be saying stuff about the people that were coming over to the house. Cammy, you were telling me this. Who is it, Cam?
I don't know if she's on or not. Yeah, I think she is.
She all muted
Say it
up.
again. Say it again. Say what you said again.
About the oh no.
Oh, he lost it. He lost it.
What did I say, guys?
You're
Oh,
saying-
about the lady who would talk but in a foreign language right in front of people and say stuff about them. You said she would, or maybe that was my mom.
I bet it was your mom, because this doesn't, like when you said the first time, I didn't think it was me, and I was like, well, maybe I didn't listen close enough, but I bet that was your mom.
Yeah, I had me and my mom were on the phone for over an hour the other day, and it was probably her telling me the story. I'm getting old when I start mixing up stuff like this.
No, I have a story from years ago where we were on the Borsa in Israel, and I was there with and my boss at the time, who speaks fluent Hebrew, except for she's, blonde hair, blue eyes, and looks like she's from Denver and the whole bit. So we're there, and they're treating us, and I'm doing the buying, and I speak very, very limited. And so Celia is like whispering back and forth and is playing really, really silly and dumb. But we were doing really good, and pretty soon Celia whispers to me saying, "We're busted." That person there says, "I think the one on the left knows every single word we're saying, and she's saying it to the buyer." And they were right. They were discussing costs and other crap in there. But yeah, you have to be careful when you speak other languages and think that people can't understand it, because it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, my mom was saying about how her grandmother would speak Croatian. She could speak broken English pretty well, but she wouldn't. She would just speak to my grandma in Croatian and say, horrible things about people. And my mom would say grandma would just give her the look. Just, oh.
You get it's funny in this country, especially like in Denver, that where you're in the middle of the country, and maybe you have some bilingual people. A lot of people in Denver speak Spanish and English, and everybody like took French or a language in high school. But I love it when you travel and know how stupid you really are when they're switching between like 8 or 12 different languages fluently, and it's like, wow, we just we miss that here. I think again they learn them young.
Well, yeah, but they know all those by the time they're like 10.
Right.
because they're sponges and you can absorb all that stuff
hmm
a lot easier.
And they almost made it that when you immigrated here, you didn't want, like, as far as it was embarrassing to like have the accents and things like that. So a lot of people like did not teach their children even the different languages to make them more American. But yeah, I think that's something we miss a lot on here as far as not exposing the kids to a lot of languages early, because again, there's no reason why you can't speak several of them fluid. I just feel stupid. I can't at all. I've tried to learn languages now, and my tongue, I know the words, but boy, the accents are the worst, the absolute worst.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at picking up most accents. Most of them.
I don't do accents in Spanish, for instance. The only Spanish that I learned Spanish other than like the little sing songs is a song, whatever they are. But I knew all of the cuss words in Spanish, so it's like this is really good because I can now say kiss my ass or a lot worse in Spanish. But if I ever go there, that's not going to be very helpful at all. So I try to limit my Spanish. I don't know the rest of y'all if y'all speak multiple languages, but I feel really stupid and feel like I should, but I don't.
Well, I was just talking about this morning. That one of my new guilty pleasures are watching these polyglots on YouTube, and they'll just like surf Omegle and find people in their home country, and they're like trying to practice their English, and we'll find other English speakers, but then he'll just start talking to them in their native tongues, and so many are not even bilingual, but multilingual or polyglots themselves, and it's just mind-boggling to listen to them. Like I watched, there was one guy that spoke like 12 languages, and he interviewed some guy that spoke like 15 languages or some shit. And there was this whole interview was done in like 8 different languages. And they would just go through and we'll talk about this language and what it was like to learn it and what it is to speak it, and we'll go on and we'll just move on to Russian and just all the different crazy languages. It's just absolutely insane.
There's a guy who does that on YouTube, and he'll go to a lot of different countries, or I think he lives in New York maybe, and he'll go to all the different towns, um, geez, pick a country, and there's like an area in New York City that has a group of those people living there where, they're selling stuff in a market or something like that. Like Chicago has Germantown and Greektown and, all the different ones. But he'll go and walk around all these different places and speak to people, like you said, where they don't know he can speak the language. And then he walks up and just starts talking to them in their language, and they're all like, whoa. Yeah, it's neat. But he speaks, geez, I don't know how many languages I've seen this guy talk. He's got a really big YouTube channel. I'll see if I can't find it.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are really big out there. And yeah, it's one I just ran across a few days ago. I mean, I'd seen it before. Like, I'm the white guy and I'm going to go to China and blow away all the Chinese people with my ability to speak their language. And they were entertaining. But once I started watching these, for some reason, it's just sort of the compilation style of these Omegle TVs. We'll just go through in the conversations and the reactions and just listening to these people who just have a desire to practice English and just practice these other languages in an attempt to get better and just have the conversations they have. And it's just really crazy.
Yeah, I can't say his name. It's
Fiki, no,
Xiaomei NYC. And then a bunch of weird, I don't know what language that is. Either Korean or Chinese or Japanese. Something like that. Squiggly letters and lines.
yeah,
But yeah, 5.58 million subscribers. 680 studied dozens of languages. Dozens. Wow.
so
But
there's
yeah,
a,
he just goes around and finds people that speak different languages and practices he even went to this tribe in Africa that's Very few people speak this language. There's only like 3 or 4 different tribes, and he's been learning that one lately. Here, I'll share it in chat. Yeah, Jiao Ma, and Jiao Ma NYC. Okay.
There's a guy called Fikinaki, and he's apparently pretty popular.
He has chicken chow mein he got it tattooed on his arm just to see people's reaction. Cantonese people who speak Cantonese, because he actually spelled it the right way. They don't usually spell it the right way in America. I guess it's got a weird thing. He put the right letters on his arm.
Yeah, I've seen him before. We're talking about it. I just really like it.
Yeah, it's my favorite dish. Yeah. But yeah, it's it helps me turn my brain off to watch videos like this. It really does. And I'm still, watching the interaction and this and that and yada 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 and paying attention to the different cultural differences. But yeah, to get my brain turned off of physics, I need stuff like this. Or video games. I watch this one guy play video games. He puts out a couple videos a week. What does he say, Cammy? What is it?
Search and destroy. Oh, that's the different.
Right.
That's yeah.
Nope, you're right. That's it.
Right on that.
Search and destroy.
Search and destroy.
That's the only part Cammy knows.
I know that part. And I can get everybody to leave the room when I do my dumb videos because I don't know when I need to completely shut my brain down from physics, from sadness, from anything. I will sometimes be guilty of doing the what is the name? The dress show. Say yes to the dress.
Say yes to the dress.
Say yes to the dress because I can't believe that these people have so much dress trauma. I mean, to me, dresses are just something that you put on, and if you were going to wear it for a few hours or a day or whatever, but I cannot believe in a world of real problems and real things going on out there, if you want to shut your brain entirely down and look at things, it's looking at women that will try on over 100 dresses
and some of the prices on these
and
things.
some of the prices on these things, and almost the more expensive you get, I can guarantee you
down payment on a house.
When you go to over 5 figures, the dresses get hideous and there's no fabric and they're see-through. And it's like, oh, like
yeah, it
really,
seems like you get less fabric the more expensive they get. It doesn't
exactly.
make sense.
And yeah, they don't. It's nothing that I would really want or that, but it just boggles my mind that these could be real problems for people. And I say, good for them that this is your life, that this is your big problem is you don't know if you can get married or not because you don't know if the dress is just right and you couldn't possibly get married. But what's even funnier than that is there's for a warped, when your mind is warped, there's a show called Don't Tell the Bride. And on that show, what they do is
it's horrible.
It's horrible. I think it's 12,000 or 15,000. It's for people that didn't save up and still want a wedding and they don't have people to pay for them. So the show will put on a wedding, but they separate the bride and the groom has to make all of the decisions.
He picks without the dress, so the bridesmaid dress. Oh my God. Some of these guys are just
mean.
Evil. Just evil, wicked, mean. Some of the dresses they're making these women wear. It's just, yeah, it's funny.
And sometimes
I've only seen a couple of these. I don't like the dress stuff, but
okay, yeah, no, I said this is how you.
I know. I'll sit there while Cammy does that. I'll watch my little thing there, and yeah, that's our vegging out.
Yeah, it gets you alone time is put on a dress thing, but that's kind of like if they're happy, like say yes to the dress and the Don't Tell the Bride dress ones. I'm sorry, it's just a little bit of warped humor, but usually a lot of them they do really, really good, and it's really sweet. If you have a family that's modest and religious,
the idea of a hot tub wedding and setting up like 28 hot tubs for the guests. When the bride goes with her like mom and grandma and aunt and everything to try on the dress, and it turns out to be a string bikini. Again, not cool, but comical. Zach,
Yeah,
I think left that was bad.
that was the one that the guy picked out. He wanted his wife to get married in a string bikini, pretty much.
Except
Yeah.
for she was there with grandma and everybody else, so that it didn't. They were like, they were
Is
wanting
this a
to.
joke?
Is this a joke? He can't be serious. He wouldn't do this really. And it's in different accents and that. So yeah. Okay, that was warped. Nobody else needs to go there. Nobody else ever needs to like what I do to go brain dead. But in case if you want to know what will shut down your brain and make it dead, watching a show like that will completely make you comatose.
Yeah, it's nice to turn it off every once in a while. What do you do, Walter? I know you play your
I
guitar,
usually
but that
play my guitar just to like zone away. But if I just want to mind numb and watch something crazy, it's usually going to be something good that I've seen already. Because trying to find new things these days just it's an exercise
so
in
hard.
frustration. Yeah. I
It's
like
like
to go with like, a good comedy from back in the day that I used to enjoy. Like recently I rewatched all of the Arrested Development series. They were about to take it off of the Netflix, but I think
I did it
everybody
a
did what
couple
I
months
did and
ago.
and everybody started watching it to catch all the ones that were going to disappear. So they kept it. It's still there. I finished it just a few days ago, and then
I didn't care for the last couple seasons that they
yeah,
tried to
well, the
come
ones
back
they
with.
did weren't as good, but it was cool just to have it again when it went away. So I'm on the fence about it. Some of those I like a lot, some aren't great for sure.
I've been doing Rick and Morty again.
I have gone back to those quite a few times. I definitely have. I still feel like I'm missing somewhere in all the different ways I access it though. So I'm gonna have to go check and see what I haven't seen. And then Mystery Science Theater is just that's my usual like if I'm ready to like really chill and I know at some point I'm just gonna drift off in my chair and be sleeping and get awakened by Michelle to go to bed, then it's perfect for me. Again, I've tried to analyze. I've even seen discussion groups about why it's such a soothing show. It's not boring. It's funny. It's hilarious. I laugh my ass off watching it and I make my own commentary as well. But there's something about it that just soothes me to sleep. And I think it's that whole thing of being a kid in the bedroom and you can hear your parents and they're talking over the old movie in the background on the TV and just kind of puts you in that warm, safe, homey place and you drift away. That's the only thing I ever came up with for. But yeah, that's definitely a go-to. I love Mystery Science Theater or Riff Tracks, the other variant. So what's your go-to, Josh?
Oh, it's whatever Dixie's watching.
That'll turn it off for you.
Well, I mean, so nothing really turns it off for me but sleep. And I'm one of those guys that I'm like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. And I'll get under the blankets and I'll put my head on the pillow. Like, oh shit, I forgot to kiss Dixie goodnight. Sit up, kiss her goodnight, put my head back on the pillow, and I'm out. I just fall asleep just almost instantaneously. It's usually within 5 minutes is a long time for me to stay awake. Once I decide it's time for me to go to bed, I'm usually out. But the downside of that is 98% of the time when my eyes open, now I'm going again. And that sucks, especially if it's 1:30 or 2:30
Yeah,
or
yeah,
3:30 if I'm
that
getting up at 4.
yeah. That exact thing happened to me this morning before the show. About 1:30, I was wide awake and I knew it wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going back. It was over.
Yep. And it's good because that's my morning time, and I love my nice, quiet mornings. But Christ, I'd like to sleep in when I was a teenager. Every once in a while.
I can't do that. I feel wrong if I'm still in bed and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. It just feels icky.
Yeah, if it's like full sun out, like sun over the horizon over the trees, and I have like full direct light. I'm like, oh shit, I've wasted so much damn it already. And I'm not gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
anything, right? It's not like I'm wasting time, because wasting time is what I do when I'm awake and I sit there and I watch First Amendment audit videos or these polyglot videos, or I'm just fucking off not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. That's me wasting time. Just sleeping in is something I would love to be able to do, but man, I just wish I could. But no, it's almost frustrating for Dixie sometimes, the way that I can kind of come and go on TV shows, to the point where she doesn't even ask me. Like, she'll look for a show that she thinks that I might like, and she'll make the effort of trying to find stuff that we both might enjoy, versus some goofy ass little Archie Comics real
Like,
life version
yeah.
bullshit
I'm
or
laughing
something.
only because this is our nightly grind in this house. Oh, it was epic.
So she doesn't even ask me if I want to watch anything. She'll put something on and she'll make the effort to find something we both want to watch. But if she's into it, she'll just watch it and finish it. It's not like she's going to wait for me to catch up, because she knows I don't give two shits one way or the other. At the end of the day, I don't really care about these silly ass TV shows. I really have zero desire to actually sit and watch. I would much rather sit and look out the fucking back door than watch television. And that's just usually what I'm doing. I'm in the kitchen at the table where I can take a dab, watch a couple of videos, watch some birds and some squirrels, play with some bunnies, some dogs. And she'll be
I have to
usually
say, that is one of my favorite things to do, especially after some yard work. You get done, a little tired and sore and sweating and hot, and you just sit down on the back porch and just and watch the hummingbirds come up and watch Hank freak out and chase the squirrels. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Watch, but I'd like to hit pause on the water just for like 10 minutes. I mean, I love the sound of running water. I always have my whole life, but I've never lived this close to it, to where you go outside and it's like always there. Like, I can just hear it out the front door even. You know, it's that loud down that hill, all the way down the hill in the back, but you can still hear it. And I miss that perfect silent early Indiana morning, especially in the wintertime when there's nothing out there, no birds, no nothing. And I'd go out to pee off the back porch and it's just quiet. Like, you don't hear anything at all. I miss that.
nothing but the sound of piss splashing on your feet.
Nah, I'm pretty good at my aim. But early morning, yeah, 50-50. No. What about you, Vince? Is there any shows or anything like that that is your go-to to just, I need to turn my brain off for half hour. I'm gonna watch this. Oh, you're muted. You gotta click on the mute.
I got it.
There
Not
you
not so much shows, more so music. If I need to unplug, I'll go to some go-to stuff. I'm very fond of the '90s music. We've been listening to a lot of that over here, and
go. Yeah, we have.
yeah, I I have I get on digital overload. If I'm in front of a screen too much, I just can't watch a screen, a TV, or anything. I have to shut that out and put on some music, or just go outside and hang out by the stream in the backyard for a little bit. That's how I relax. Go brush a horse. I got a couple horses at the place, as you know. I'll go brush a horse or go do something like that. That's how I detach.
That sounds perfect.
Right.
Yeah, we've been going for our walks with no phones, no cigarettes, no anything like that. And we even do our best not to talk to each other, me and Cam or Joe, when it's just us. It's just us and the dogs, and we can talk, but it's only to nature. You can say hi to the birds and the trees and the bugs and all that stuff. It's crazy. We found so many trees that have been down by beavers. And some of these are like not fallen all the way, but they're like 8 inches in diameter. Not Now, how the hell is a beaver going to get this tree to the water? I mean, there were some that were like 4 inches, and I wish they're not like right next to the water either. They were a good, 20, 30 yards from the water, but the tree was gone, like 4 inches in diameter. Beaver gnawed it, all these wood shavings down there. It's all chewed to a point, but the 4 inch diameter tree that had to be pretty tall is gone, nowhere to be seen. How does something that size carry something like that? It had to be more than one, you would think.
Yeah, you would.
But beavers, yeah, they're amazing, man. And there's supposedly they don't want them here in South Carolina. Karen B was telling me if you call the DNR and stuff like that, they'll come and get rid of them. By whichever means necessary. But yeah, because they mess with the creeks, damming them up and causing floods and
damming them up.
Get your hand out of my pocket. Malcolm X reference there.
Get your hand out of my pocket. Never seen Malcolm X.
Because I'm so sorry, I'm so tired tonight. This has been an exhausting day. Again, getting the bad of thinking your card's entirely gone, and again, the good of finding out that it's
only busted really bad.
No. I mean, it's a very reasonable repair and that, and so it's so much better than I anticipated.
Could have been
but
worse.
Still, yeah, it could have been so much worse. Could have been so much worse. So
yeah, me
it's
too, Cammy.
draining.
I'm apologizing too, man. I am beat tired.
We have to get you checked in for your flight and everything too, so we
Yeah.
might have to leave this show a little bit early and get you all checked in and get, because you've got to leave bright early.
I mean, we're 90
3
minutes
flights
in.
tomorrow.
Three. That's right, because we had to fly you into Durango.
It'll be a long
Where are you
day.
going tomorrow? What cities are you going to? You
We're
going
gonna figure that out as soon as we're done with this call.
Yeah, I think you're going to Houston. I think you're going to Denver. I think you're going to a lot of places.
Yep, I know it. Sounds good. Well, hey, I'm gonna sneak out of here, guys. It was really nice to talk to y'all, and thanks for letting me hang out with you.
Oh, thanks for hanging out,
Thank you
Vince.
for being here, Vince.
Absolutely.
It was a blast as always. Glad that you were able to come and hang out over there for damn sure. And
Me too.
I hope
Me
your
too.
trip back is safe.
Thank you. And let's do this again next time I'm out.
Man,
absolutely.
Anytime, friend. Anytime.
All right. You guys have a great one. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Take care.
Yep.
That sounds good, and I'm going to go ahead and leave, and I'm going to help
heading out?
him get ready to go.
All right, lady. Love you.
But I'll try to join back in the chat. But you guys have a great evening, and peace out, everyone.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Love you, Kimmy.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And then there were 3.
Since this show started through my folder trying to find the sign that I had saved last time Vince was here, because it was my favorite one. And I knew I would see it. I knew I would, but while I have some new favorites, I never saw it. And I'm still scrolling. Actually, that's why I kind of got quiet and was just kind of popping in every now and again. It's like, man, and I know I would get it, and then he had to go. So I guess I'm giving up the search. But I'll find it.
Dream is over.
Wait. Did I just
What can I say?
What's up, Jess? I see you there.
Jess, the Iron Mistress. I love that.
Everybody send Jess some love. Just been going through some hard times. Yeah, just send her some love, positive energy that way. I know she could use it. And I wish there was more I could do other than send warm thoughts and regards, but I just wanted to send regardless. Warm regards regardless.
Absolutely. Boom, 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 boom. So what's going on, gentlemen?
What is going on?
What is you want to go through some space lettuce, maybe? I know we got loads of it in Skype.
We do. We certainly do.
We're not as smart as we think. Scientists discover bug that uses tool. Uses tool.
Just music to work out to.
Richard Dreyfuss on new Oscars diversity rules. Yeah. Rest in peace, Metaverse. Okay, well, take a look at this one just because it's funny.
I love to see billionaires make bad investments.
An obituary for the latest fad to join the tech graveyard. Now, remember, this was supposed to be the big new thing, folks. This is going to be the thing that, started Ready Player One on its way, supposedly. And the metaverse, the once buzzy technology that promised to allow users to hang out awkwardly in a disorientating video game like world, has died after being abandoned by the business world. It was 3 years old. The capital M Metaverse, a descendant of the 1982 movie Tron and the 2003 video game Second Life, was born in 2021 when Mark Zuckerberg changed the name of his trillion-dollar company to Meta. I bet he wishes he could change it back to Facebook now. After a much heralded debut, the metaverse became the obsession of the tech world and a quick hack to win over the Wall Street investors. Obsession? The hype could not save the metaverse, however, and a lack of coherent vision for the product ultimately led to its decline. Once the tech industry turned to a new, more promising trend, generative AI, the fate of the metaverse was sealed. Do you really think that AI killed the metaverse?
No, I think apathy killed the metaverse.
So it's now headed to the tech industry's graveyard of failed ideas. But the short life and ignominious glaring indictment to the tech industry that birthed it. Grand promise, from the moment of its delivery, claimed that the metaverse would be the future of the internet. And people believe this. Whoa, what'd that one guy spend? $400,000 to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor in the metaverse? $400,000.
Well, if it makes anybody that's put money into this feel any better, apparently they're also killing off Pokemon Go. I just saw a story go by right before we went live and laughed because I haven't played that in about 3 years, I guess, 4 years. I don't know how long it's been. But
I just found the
it was dead to me a long time ago.
soundbite from the Dave Glover show where they were reading they're going over news stories and saw where Vladimir Putin was going to block Pokemon Go from all of Russia because it had connections to the CIA. And they were all proud of themselves because they had me on like weeks prior and had mentioned that Pokemon Go was Niantic, had ties to the CIA.
I remember all that stuff.
And they were.
I remember the dude that his parents were super Christian. That's why he made the game, play with demons and all that bullshit. I remember it all. So when I had to go play it to go walking, it was like, yes, I will walk for the demons. Hey, Zach, give me your share for a second.
Yeah. It says this one place called Decentraland. $1.3 billion they spent on this virtual world. It was part of the metaverse. And they had 38 daily active users. 1.3 billion. They were expecting 500,000.
Shout out to the 35 people watching us right now.
Oh. And our budget is a lot less than 1.3 billion. Just saying. Just saying. Oh man, that's crazy. Then it asked, did anyone learn their lesson? Blah 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 blah. How long before you think they're gonna try something like this again? Because you know it's coming back around eventually.
Oh yeah.
When it'll
Read that
be
one for everybody, Zach.
smaller. What now?
Read this one for everybody.
What if I told you you read the top line wrong?
Now read it again.
Now go back.
What if I told you?
Try that one more time.
What I if told you? What the hell? Wow, that's
I knew I had
wild.
it. I just knew I couldn't remember the right way to say it, and saying it wouldn't be the joke, so I'd had to find it. That's why I was digging so fucking
What
hard.
I
on this
if
thing.
that was weird. My eyes just kept
I know. I
going
did
to
it
the
3
if.
times when I pulled it up. Remembering the
Yeah.
joke, I was like, "It's so great. This is so great." It was one I was supposed to say. I knew I had one saved because it was so epically just brain breaker, and I couldn't find it until he got it. So tell him to come watch these last few minutes of us, and that was my personal saved in my folder. And look at
I'm
the
not
folder
seeing
I
it
was
on the
digging through to
screen.
find. I pulled it down again. There it is.
But I don't think you share it's not sharing it on YouTube for some reason.
Oh, I don't know what Josh is doing on that account.
I mean,
Or wait, maybe I'm not live. Yep, that's the reason. Damn it. Never mind, Walter. You're probably good.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
I went half RV there.
There you go. That's all good.
well, thank God for the other half.
Oh, good stuff. That's a good sign right there.
Yeah, that was I said that one. I knew if I could dig it up, it would be worth it while he was still here. But it was still good. It was still good.
How dare you?
Illinois to become first state to ban book bans.
Yeah. And
I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be able to do that.
So we could put porn in children's libraries now, and you can't ban it.
I think we should ban them banning the book ban. That's all I'm saying.
Why launch rockets when you can just fling them into space? This is May 5th. This isn't like super old, but we've been reading this one for a while now. How high did it get? 30,000 feet or something like that, or 10,000 feet? The flinger thing. Let's see.
I'm just thinking
I
of
just stuck it in
fireworks.
because it was back in the news again. Like it was
Yeah.
new. Like so, that's the new space lettuce, space fingers.
Why use a tube when launching fireworks? Just hold it in your hand and throw it.
Throw it. Hum it good hard across the yard.
It says it gets up to 5,000 miles per hour, and then it's released through the chimney. Is it okay? The device expected in 2026. Now
he gives a wink of his eye and he wiggles his nose, and at 500 miles an hour up the chimney
You gotta
he
lay
goes.
that finger next to your nose. That's the move.
So it's expected in 2026. Now, don't they already? Well, so they're testing it so far. So they get like 10,000 feet. We'll see. I think that's what it was before. But though it will require more financing, there's another big one. I love that when they throw that in there because it's going to get so close and then they're going to run out of financing and sorry about everybody's donations and all that stuff. Because they've already raised $71 million for this.
And still can't make it
stupid idea.
That they still can't make work.
Yeah.
Because they need more funding.
And then they need more financing, is expected to fling the vehicle 40 miles or more is expected. Now, no human being can go 5,000 miles an hour. Okay? So when they say vehicle, most vehicles, I mean, okay, if you're just carrying whatever, actually most matter probably can't go 500 miles an hour or 5,000 miles an hour. I wonder and then 5,000 miles in a circle, making a turn the whole way, that's some serious G's.
Yeah, it's a lot of stress.
Yeah. So yeah, 40 miles. And okay, so this is going to max out at 40 miles, and the ISS is 209 at its closest point to Earth.
Yes, but if you don't have to fire your rockets until you're 40 miles up already, you're saving on gas. Like when you throw a bottle rocket.
Right, throw it right before it launches and get an angle right. That bad boy goes.
You got to
another
watch
extra
the
5
wick.
feet.
And once the wick starts to go past the paper, then you throw it.
It says it's just going to be throwing satellites up into the air for about 250 grand a pop. Yep. And I bet all those satellites are just going to be fine going in that. This is the blender. I mean, seriously, what kind of materials are you talking about? 5,000 miles an hour. That's ridiculous. How fast does the hypersonic sled go? David's sled that he shows all the time? I forget. So it's not telling us how high they've gone so far for some reason.
Is it like 1,000 miles an hour?
Yep, they won't tell me how far they've.
Classified.
They had it before. Yeah, classified.
7,000. 6599. Mach 8.6 on that hypersonic sled. 6,599 miles an hour.
Did we? Oh, whoa. What am I doing? Oh, crazy.
Why you do that?
Did we talk about this one? Astronaut Buzz Aldrin named honorary brigadier general.
I think
Member
we
of
all had
Space
jokes
Force.
about it. That was about it. That's pretty funny though.
I'm a general.
Okay.
Oh no. Honorary. That means he doesn't get to make any decisions, right?
Right.
Okay, good.
It means that picture you see right there, that's the purpose of it. Here.
And the fact that you're reading this story aloud is part of it as well.
Without the courage and dedication of Aldrin, we may never have been afforded the luxury of leading the lifestyle we enjoy today. Well, what? Stealing fucking a whole bunch of money from the public? Yeah,
But
probably
wait,
not.
But wait, okay, let's say it all happened and was true. What the fuck?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Who's benefiting?
Like Tang was already around.
Thank God it wasn't that fucking B-team astronauts. Who knows what sort of dystopian nightmare we'd be living in now.
We would be in then, I know.
We may never have been afforded the luxury of leading the lifestyle we enjoy today. The luxury of leading the lifestyle. Luxury of leading the lifestyle.
Quite the fan of alliteration.
Yeah. This person is in love with the letter L. I don't know. That's just that's a funny line right there. Over the past 54 years, since stepping foot on the moon's surface, he has been an inspiration to a nation and tireless advocate for space exploration. Yep. Yeah, they nicknamed him Buzz for a reason, folks. I doubt he had much to do with it. What did he say? I was just a passenger. I just went for a ride. They told me to put a quarter in the horse that I wanted, and I picked that one.
I picked the purple one. Now I'm a fucking brigadier general. Sure you are, Buzz. Just pat your head. You're a very special general. Who's a special general? You're a very special general.
Oh, it keeps getting. Oh, it's so much better. Zach, get to the part under his age.
Under his age? Okay.
Yeah. It is thrilling. that I'm still here to see NASA sending brave astronauts to circumnavigate the moon next year and land astronauts soon thereafter. Aldrin said, now that's space exploration. Not that fucking bullshit we sold you fuckers.
That's a cocky motherfucker, too. What makes him think he is going to be alive when that happens? I'm so glad I could be alive when it happens later in the future.
Wait, how old is his longtime love that he married on his 93rd birthday? I just read it the last little bit.
23.
How many? 23?
I just love a brigadier general.
Quit making brigadier general. Oh, that's good stuff. Buzz is a brigadier general. That's just a regular old general. Oh my goodness, we are wrong about where the continents came from.
Yup.
That's crazy. Studies suggest. You gotta love it.
Where'd they come from? Bloomies?
When you see these words right here, study suggests. Does that mean we don't believe it?
Well, we sat down in a room with the study, you see. And after a long, long conversation with this particular study, this is the... Well, it didn't come right out and say it with these exact words, but the study seemed to make more of this impression, gave the impression, more of a suggestion that this might be where they came from.
Do you see the Earth in the water here? Like it's in the water. I can see water behind the Earth and trees. And
oh, that's so fake. That's not even real.
It's got to be real.
I think it's real.
It's Getty Images.
You see how it reflects?
How could they make it reflect like that, Josh?
Right. You're on there. You know what I'm saying. You're out there with me.
Oh, the Earth's continents are part of the reason the Earth is habitable.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, because...
You mean if we were a big ball of gas, we wouldn't all be here? Huh.
Large... Okay. Piston cylinder prices.
Food is another main reason we're here. And water and oxygen. Don't forget oxygen.
Yeah.
Because if it weren't for the land, if we didn't have land, we'd be in the water. And you know how hard it is to actually breathe oxygen when you're in the water? It's hard as hell.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's mess, but it's still blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's...
They found some garnets is how they did this.
Yeah. And it looked like this right here in the water. My goodness. Uh-oh. The best way to catcall a cat? Some conspiracy croutons?
Reach out and grab him by the pussy?
Oh my
God. I didn't say it, Liz. It wasn't me. Oh
cat.
Yeah, leave it to the French.
Grab him by the pussy cat. You never let me finish a sentence.
French researchers found that cafe cats. What's a cafe cat?
Those are the ones that like to jump up on the tables with all their shitty feet and get it all over your food.
So I recently found out that apparently that's a thing in big metropolitan areas, is that someone who has way too many cats decides to open a cafe and let their cats run loose, and people can come and hang out with their cats and play with their cats and have
I like cats.
Biscuit and a cat. So yeah, and then apparently our friend Justin is trying to get one set up locally here in Lafayette. So good luck. I hope it works out. I have plenty of cats I can donate.
Can I get a
So the-
large cafe Americano with some cat hair and maybe a
With a little
blintz with some
cat
cat hair,
hair.
please?
Please. Little dusting of litter dust
Right.
on top.
You know what? Just give me a plate of beignets with a bunch of cat hair, if you would, please.
Ooh. So they said the best way to catcall an unfamiliar cat is to use both vocal and visual cues to get their attention.
Wave. Hey, cat, come here. Come here, cat. Hey, cat, come here. This direction. Over here, cat. Look up here. Look up here. Look up here. Shout out to the three amigos.
The cats also appeared to be more stressed out when the human ignored them completely.
Oh, horseshit.
So watching
Yeah,
Jackson
I'm saying
Galaxy,
horseshit too.
watching Jackson Galaxy, trying to figure out how to deal with all these cats that we have. I learned this, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? We didn't have a kitten. Oh, it's been 2 years already in May. So yeah, he always, if it's a cat that's like destroying people, like, you know, scratching blood and trying to kill the other cats and stuff like that, he approaches them by taking off his glasses and letting them sniff on the temple so they can get his scent. And then he closes his eyes very slowly while looking into theirs until he gets the cat to do that back at him. And once he gets that to happen, it's on, it's done. They're locked in and everything works out. If he can't get that return blink, that's the show when he gets his ass scratched up as well.
Yeah, that slow
So, yeah,
blink.
I've been
That's
knowing
the
the
thing.
eye cues for a while now, sir.
So that slow blink. That's the thing.
That is the key.
And this genius of a scientist wrote a paper suggesting that pets can readily distinguish their owner's voice from that of a stranger's.
What?
Get out of here. We don't all sound the same?
What? They got like super hearing or something?
Like, he must have sensitive ears, is what I'm picking up on this.
And can also often tell when their owner is directly speaking to them.
You mean aside from recognizing their name? Jesus
I hope
Christ.
there wasn't a whole lot of money spent on this study.
Here's what she did. It's a little bit lower there. She went, recruited help from 12 cats living in a cafe there, the cat cafe. That got her used to the presence of the experimenter. Then she put them through different scenarios. Cats would enter a room, and then the Mouzon would interact with them in one of four ways. She called out to them, but made no gestures toward them otherwise, like extending her hand. She gestured towards them, but didn't vocalize. She both vocalized and gestured toward them, and in the fourth control condition, she didn't either. This is exciting science, people.
Do you reckon she started out with 12?
Limey bitch.
Or was there like 20 cats to start with, and then she had to do like a whole competition montage to get them down to the top 12?
Down to the ones that would respond best.
Or was she
It would
just
seem
like
that
perfect?
vocal and visual cues are the
That's the key.
Otherwise, you
That's the key, huh? So it helps if you're actually there in front of the cat and addressing the cat for the cat to
addressing the
respond
cat
to you.
directly with
Gotcha.
your facial expressions.
So I shouldn't try to say address your cat, Walter, if I'm here in Missouri, because that wouldn't do them any
Right.
good without any visual
right.
or audio.
Or even
cues.
looking at like you're looking at another dog while you're trying to talk to the cat. Probably not working out for you.
Well, this is in quotations. So it shows that it's not
wait,
the
was this
same
about
thing.
tail wagging? Wait, tail wagging? Okay, I'm sorry, I got ahead. Go ahead.
Just means I'm happy.
It's not the same for a cat to
necessarily.
communicate with their owner as it is to communicate with an unfamiliar human. So you mean my dog acts different to other people than he does to me?
This is
When
about
he's-
cats. They're different. They're not the same.
Okay, so
So the cats do act the same towards everybody, or the cats act different towards their owner. Like dogs do, the cats act different towards their owner than they do strangers.
She goes on to say that it's nice to have the results that you expect. But sometimes it's also nice to have results that you don't expect
That's what pays the
because it
bills.
makes you think and form new hypotheses. Is it really
So that's
hypotheses?
science.
Hypotheses?
Hypothesize.
Hypothesipides.
Hypothesis.
Oh, wag their tails more often in the vocabulary. Come on, I want some more quotation marks.
No. The tail is important. Here's the deal
Okay.
I've learned about tails on the cat. As long as it's very slow,
It's cool.
almost sinuous tail wagging, things are good.
As soon as that flicker
If you're in the
kicks
middle
in,
of a, say, like belly rub or a neck rub or a chin rub and tail starts twitching quicker,
it's time to stop.
wrap up the petting and appreciate the love you got and move on with your life, because when the tail starts flicking quickly, you're about to get yacked.
Don't tickle the belly.
Oh, yeah. Cats are more comfortable with visual or combined cues from human strangers, and they might be especially stressed when ignored because of the incongruity of the situation.
I don't know, David, with a bobcat, you're just fucked. Maybe, as a general rule, don't play with bobcats.
Well, I must say that money going towards this kind of research is at least better than it going towards how dung beetles reproduce while high on cocaine. That is a study that was being done. A U.S. scientist got a grant from the United States government to study that. Like over $1 million, close to $2 million. I think someone just wanted free cocaine.
One for you, one for me.
One for me. Oh yeah, this is all bad. Dung beetle's been playing in it. I'm gonna have to destroy it.
That's contaminated. I better zoot this up the old nostril for science.
One bump at a time. Oh my goodness. So yeah, cats act different when strangers are around. Who'd have thunk it?
For science?
Science. What do we got here? About a fusion energy to the grid. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Oh, this is a good one. We got to cover this one. I didn't want to wait till the end of the year. We might have missed this one. Astronauts might, there's that word again, be able to hibernate within just 10 years.
I mean, is that really hibernation? Like I said, it takes me like 5 minutes for me to go to sleep. If it takes them 10 years to hibernate, is that like really hibernation?
Well, it's the process. They're distracted from the long trip by thinking about counting sheep or counting people that believe in space or whatever they're counting.
Oh, they're just talking about trials.
It's an
They're not even
11-year
talking
trip. It takes them 10 years to get into hibernation. They only have one sleep for 1 year.
Okay, folks, this is how you know the article is bullshit and it's just filler to fill in pages. When it says this, blah, 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 research and payload coordinator, blah, blah, it doesn't matter where or who says it, says we may. Yep, that is a key word, may.
The tech could also be used to help patients.
That's another key word where the rest of this doesn't matter.
Well, here's the key, I think, is you miss the second title to the story. Imagine going to sleep and waking up on another world. There you go. Just pretend with us about space and mechanics and
Imagine you have no idea what a dream is. And now you close your eyes, but wake up somewhere completely unfamiliar.
And it's not even that we're going to be able to do it. We're going to be ready to begin human hibernation trials. Yeah.
At about 9:30 tonight. It's bedtime. No, it's hibernation trial time.
So human hibernation would allow astronauts to avoid nearly all of the damaging effects of microgravity. How? Like loss of bone and muscle mass, and cut down on the amount of supplies. I could see the food and water and oxygen. Yeah, but how is it going to cut down on microgravity?
Well, don't you know you have less mass when you sleep?
Oh, is that it? I get it. Okay.
But like a
Because
third.
You're laying down, don't you know?
Don't you know? Sci-fi has been telling us. Okay, yeah. When it says this too, sci-fi has been telling us. Yeah, that's a dead ringer. You know the next is bullshit. For decades, that in order to truly travel the stars, we're going to have to knock ourselves out for a while.
Please knock me out first.
We'll need to enter whatever kind of suspended animation pod the space industry has designed and just go to sleep. And when we wake up, we'll be in another galaxy. This is genius. They can just put people in these pods. Bloop, they wake up. They're in fucking Devon Island or the middle of the Sahara Desert. And they're like, yep, you're here.
You hibernated for 10 years. Congratulations. Really?
You're in another galaxy.
I
This looks a lot like Earth. Yeah, we found a good one.
I gotta pee like I've been asleep all night. I'm not even that hungry. You'd think I'd be real fucking hungry.
It only felt like I was sleeping for a few hours. What? Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Technology.
That's just Smurfy.
Oh, and then it's like it's not just one paragraph in this one. It's like every paragraph starts off. The thing is, that's another one of those. That kind of futuristic tech might. That's one of those words, folks. Not be that far off. So just up at, well, no, they said it may, and now it might. Yeah. Yeah. According to Jennifer Nguyen, a researcher and payload coordinator with the European Space Agency, we may be able to start testing human hibernation in as little as 10 years. Might, may.
All
may.
right.
Yeah.
You go to sleep, see who sleeps the longest.
Of course, we need to fine-tune everything before we can apply it to humans. But I would say that 10 years is a realistic timeline. So what have you put asleep now and hibernated?
Right.
Let's see. This kind of hibernation, also known as torpor, is more than just a long sleep and beyond pointed to be space travel, long-term microgravity. Still haven't explained how the long-term microgravity exposure on the body is going to be stopped because you're asleep. You're still in microgravity. Just because you're asleep doesn't mean that it goes away and it doesn't hurt you anymore. That's like that one astronaut. Oh, yeah, well, we didn't know about it then, so we just flew right through it and we were fine. The Van Allen belts, yeah. Yeah, we just went right through it. It was cool.
I saw that video. I have it saved, actually, in my hunt for the vent sign just a bit earlier, actually.
This would make it worse. Listen to this. Studies have shown that living for a significant amount of time in microgravity can have the same kinds of effects on the body as being confined to a bed rest, including loss of bone and muscle mass. So wouldn't this make it twice as worse? Because you're microgravity and you're in bed rest sleeping. You're not.
That's two negatives, Zach. What do you get with two negatives?
Oh, so it's a positive.
There you
go. I forgot the math. Carry the 1, remove the 0. Okay, so let's see how this works. Humans deteriorate fast when we aren't using our bodies in the gravity they're built for. But even though astronauts follow very strict fitness routines when in space, they often come back far weaker. Okay. When a mission both begins and ends on Earth, that's not a huge problem, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Interestingly, however, the same deterioration doesn't happen if a body is in torpor. Research has shown that bodies and minds of animals who hibernate suffer from almost none of these issues upon waking up from their long sleep. Figuring out how to induce a man-made hibernation in humans could functionally save them from wasting away on a road trip through the stars.
So what's the difference between hibernation and, say, a chemically induced coma?
I don't know. You don't poop when you hibernate? At least bears don't. They say. I'm still not sure bears hibernate. I ain't ever been in no cave where there's a bunch of bears just sleeping for months. I don't know.
Nope, they're always coming and going when you're in those caves.
I mean, we just had a bear. Well, it wasn't that. That was kind of springtime, I guess. I don't know. I'm still not sold on the whole bears in the caves things. Haven't seen enough documentation on it. It might be out there.
There's just going to be a bunch of cameras in caves next to piles of bones.
Okay, so because the effects of sleeping in bed rest don't affect animals when they're in this torpor, which I'm calling bullshit on that. You're telling me when that bear goes to bed, it feels the same when it wakes up months later if it does that?
Oh, well, this is brilliant logic. Fish don't need to breathe in the air when they're in the water. So, according to this article, I think it would be just a really good idea if we just started putting all the astronauts like underwater without their spacesuits now. That way they don't have to breathe all that oxygen. Like the fish. Right? Well, we're just going to take lessons from the fish. The fish don't seem to be affected by living in the water at all. So we just got to figure out how to make fish astronauts.
Look at that. You said it.
Don't even. I will stop this stream mid-sentence.
Considering many of the effects space travelers are trying to ward off are nearly identical to those of a patient on bed rest, it stands to reason that the technology could also be used to protect the bodies of people on bed rest or in such states as medically induced comas. Believes that the first place we'll see torpor tested in a human subject won't be an astronaut. Okay, so how many animals have you done this to? Yes, I understand that animals can hibernate, some of them.
But no, Zach. Did you not? The first person that they're going to test isn't going to be an astronaut, Zach.
Well, yeah.
The first person to be tested, Zach, this is very important, isn't going to be a mailman. Now, Zach, just to be clear, the first person that's going to be tested isn't a car mechanic. How long is this article, by the way?
It's almost done right here. They have.
I think it's really important to make
rats.
a list of all the people they're not going to test it on. I think that's really key in this article.
A few days later, so they have already figured out how to induce torpor in rats, which do not naturally hibernate. How, though? Did you just shoot them up with a bunch of drugs? And then it finally, I don't know. Obviously, there's still a lot to work out.
We just flicked them on the head, and they woke up like 20 minutes later.
Oh, and they're going to use AI to monitor people in torpor while they're off-world. Oh, my goodness. Okay. And that's the end of that. Am I sharing this?
No.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, snap. Snack or snaps. Have no sphere. We don't want to don't go too far back. We're on May 5th. Oh, folks, this one, they've done it. They've confirmed what is inside the moon.
Hell yeah, they did.
The verdict is in. The moon is not made of green cheese after all.
What? Don't
What is
question
that?
the science.
A thorough investigation has found that the inner core of the moon is, in fact, a solid ball with a density similar to that of iron. So how do we go from hollow? Now, these were scientists that were telling us the moon was hollow. Scientists. And now the moon is as dense as iron in the center. That's different, like vastly different.
Science.
This, researchers hope, will help settle a long debate about whether the moon's inner heart is solid or molten. Why? Because you said it? I mean, this, researchers hope, will settle what is settling the debate. Solid or molten? What? You saying it is what is settling it? I don't get it. And they're talking about billion years of the solar system, blah, 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 blah. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. This stuff just hurts my brain. I mean, look at this. If this were the moon, we don't have anything that could get like more than what, maybe a few meters into this thing. Oh, but we're looking at it with satellites and taking ground penetrating radar. Yeah, that works great here on Earth. You're wrong, like, about everything. So you're right up on the moon. It's just crazy. I don't know.
That's just the law of averages, Zach. If you're wrong enough, then eventually you're bound to be right about something. Right? Even the broken clock is right twice a day.
Oh, and look what else they found out. That the lunar core is very similar to that of Earth, with an outer fluid layer and a solid inner core. So does this mean it has an innermost inner core? Radius of about 160 miles, 258 kilometers.
Well, this is Iron Realm Media. And now they've just discovered that the moon is full of iron.
Does that mean it's ours?
Well, in sticking with that theme, if you'll get to the story that's just above that in the space lettuce pile, you will see what is just even more ironic. Yeah.
Oh, no.
A rocket carrying NASA astronauts' cremated remains blows up after launch. He got cremated twice. I mean, come on. It's 2 cremations for the price of 1.
About 3 seconds after liftoff. That didn't take very long.
Now, see, if they would have launched the body, they could have saved on the initial cremation.
You're horrible.
I didn't do it.
Small suborbital rocket. Suborbital. Does that mean it's not going to orbit?
Not going to orbit. Yep, it's just going to go up and come right back down. They wanted to litter his ashes on somebody else's property.
UP Aerospace. Payloads for NASA. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. A total of 117 payloads. Blah, 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 blah. Aurora flight mission. Look at these guys. Bunch of jabronis. Is this like
recent?
Right now?
I can't be. That's got to be it.
That's got to be late, like a while ago.
All those.
Yeah, it's Apollo 6.
Look at those tiny little double Windsor knots.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, buddy. I'm coming.
Show all 60 comments. Shall we look at some comments? Uh-oh.
How many flat earthers do you think are on here?
Unscheduled aerial dispersal. Oh. I want to be sent into space. I was 300 feet above the desert.
Close enough.
It's a half-acre of desert.
I mean, like, on a cosmic scale, we're already in space.
Oh, my goodness. On the cosmic scale. The was a success and a lot of valuable data was obtained. Wait, this isn't SpaceX we're talking about here. I don't get it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. No more of these. What's this? El Nino. Nope. 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 We are coming up on solar maximum. A couple more years. We're, what is it? 2025 will be the next solar maxima. And we're already warming up, they say, with, I guess it was last night and the night before, where supposedly you could see auroras again. I didn't see them.
I didn't see him.
I was sleeping pretty early yesterday, so. But I didn't see him when I got up. John Denver's full of shit. No. Dumb and Dumber. We were talking about something. We were listening to John Denver. And I was going to throw out the Dumb and Dumber joke when he turns around and goes the wrong way when he's in Iowa. And he goes 600 miles back east. And he thinks they should be in Denver. And he's looking around. And he's like, Rocky Mountains? John Denver's full of shit. Oh, those stupid movies. I saw that at the theater when it first came out. I was like 14. And when he hit that one chick in the face with the snowball from point blank range, I fell on the floor. I was laughing so hard at the movie theater. Never ever has it happened since or before that. But yeah, the snowball to the face, point blank range was, yeah, that was a great one. Well, I don't know, gentlemen. I'm tired. I didn't get my nap in today. It was a stressful day. I hate having car problems.
Car problems suck.
Yeah. And it's a good car. It really is. But these kind of things, I mean, they happen. You know? It had all the stuff in it it's supposed to have in it. It's just stuff breaks. Yeah. Stuff just breaks. It happens.
That it do. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Could have been a lot worse.
I'm just saying that it is what it is.
Can I show that video? You think we get in trouble? The car hitting that tire?
I don't care. I mean, I don't know.
Wait, what?
You know the car hitting the tire on the highway? Have you ever seen that video?
I probably don't want to.
You don't see any blood or anything, but yeah, all these are news channels. I don't want to show it.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. He goes like probably
I don't want to see it.
12 feet in the air. This car just, yeah. One truck loses its tire, and there's another car right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. That would have been a real bad day. Today, I'll take 100 of those over something like that.
For real.
For real. Vote that crack cat for president.
Oh. But yeah, I'm all for wrapping it up. The cats are kind of going nuts. They're starving. So.
All right, then.
Yeah, I got to get up at 4:40 again tomorrow. We're going to leave here about 5 a.m. to get him to the airport. So yeah, early night would be good. Sorry, y'all. Just One of them days.
Yeah, we'll reschedule with Mike for sure, and we might even have other surprises down the road. So, and I do have a surprise. I've got it. Like, it is wrapped. It's just got to be completed. So everything's in place. It just has to have the final zing, zazz, whatever, put on it.
Other words that start with a Z.
Zed. You said Zed.
I said Zed. Full stop. Anyway, love you guys.
Why Zed?
Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Tell Vince again, thank you so much. Give him a big hug from me.
Will do, man. Will do.
Tell him safe travels, and hopefully we'll get to talk to him again when he heads out that way. And he's welcome to pop in without having to be there at the house with you guys. Definitely tell him he doesn't have to have a chaperone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he may want one.
He may want one.
Obviously.
He may want one. Absolutely.
But he doesn't absolutely need one. Matter of fact, none of you need a chaperone to join us here on Have No Sphere every Friday, kicking off 5:30-ish till whenever. Each and every week. Ish. Just a bunch of silly ish right around here. Anyway, love you guys. Be good. Be well.
Love y'all.
We love you.